Hello, beautiful adventurers. Welcome back to our channel. If you're watching this, chances are you have a spirit that still yearns for discovery, for new horizons, and for the sheer joy of seeing the world. And why shouldn't you? Traveling in our golden years can be incredibly enriching, a well-deserved reward after a lifetime of hard work and responsibilities. But let's have a gentle, honest chat, shall we? As we gracefully navigate our 70s and beyond, our bodies and circumstances often change in subtle ways, introducing some hidden dangers to travel that aren't always immediately obvious. These aren't meant to deter you, not in the slightest. Instead, think of this as a caring friend sharing wisdom, helping you anticipate, prepare, and ultimately, ensuring your future adventures are not just wonderful, but also safe, comfortable, and truly unforgettable. So let's explore these 5 crucial points together. 1. The subtle shift in stamina and recovery. You know, there's a distinct difference between being tired after a long day of sightseeing at 40 and being tired after the exact same day at 75. It's not just about the number on your birth certificate. It's a physiological reality. Our bodies simply don't recover as quickly, and what might have been a minor inconvenience in our younger years can become a significant hurdle now. Let me tell you about Margaret, a delightful woman in her early 70s who had always dreamed of visiting the Grand Canyon. She booked a wonderful tour that included several hours of walking along the South Rim. In her mind, she was still the vigorous hiker she'd been in her 50s. The first hour was glorious, breathtaking views, lovely weather. But by the second hour, the cumulative effect of the long flight, the time zone change, and the continuous walking began to set in. Her legs ached, her back protested, and her usual cheerful demeanor started to wane. By the end of the day, she was utterly exhausted, too tired even to enjoy the lovely dinner her tour group had planned. The next day, she felt so drained that she opted out of another excursion, feeling a pang of disappointment. The hidden danger here isn't the walking itself, but the underestimation of how quickly stamina can deplete and how long recovery takes. A packed itinerary that might have been invigorating in your younger days can become overwhelming now. Long travel days with multiple connections, extensive walking tours, or even just constantly being on the go without sufficient downtime can lead to profound fatigue. This fatigue can then diminish your enjoyment, increase your risk of falls due to reduced alertness, and even weaken your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness. So, what's the gentle wisdom here? Pace yourself. Prioritize quality over quantity. Instead of trying to cram 5 major attractions into one day, choose 2 or 3 and allow ample time for breaks, leisurely meals, and simply soaking in the atmosphere. Build in rest days or lighter activity days into your itinerary. If you're on a cruise, don't feel pressured to attend every single event. Listen to your body, it's sending you important messages. And consider slower modes of travel where possible. Perhaps a scenic train journey instead of multiple short flights, or a river cruise instead of a whirlwind bus tour. Remember Margaret, a slightly slower pace would have allowed her to savor every moment of her Grand Canyon adventure without the debilitating exhaustion. It's about enjoying the journey, not just enduring it. 2. The silent threat of dehydration and medication interactions. As we age, our sensation of thirst can diminish. You might not feel thirsty even when your body desperately needs fluids. This is a quiet, sneaky danger, especially when combined with travel. Add to this the complexity of managing multiple medications, and you have a recipe for potential trouble. Consider poor Mr. Henderson, a charming gentleman of 78 who embarked on a dream trip to Italy. He was meticulously organized with his blood pressure and diabetes medications, packing them carefully. However, he often forgot to drink enough water, especially during long sightseeing days under the Tuscan sun. One afternoon, after a particularly warm visit to an ancient Roman site, he started feeling lightheaded and disoriented. He brushed it off, thinking it was just the heat. But later that evening, he experienced a dizzy spell and a sudden drop in his blood pressure, leading to a frightening fall in his hotel room. It turned out that mild dehydration had significantly amplified the effects of his blood pressure medication, causing his system to go awry. The hidden danger here is twofold: diminished thirst sensation and potential medication interactions compounded by travel conditions. Many common medications, such as diuretics for blood pressure, can increase fluid loss. Air travel itself is dehydrating, and exploring warm climates exacerbates this. Dehydration can lead to dizziness, confusion, fatigue, headaches, and can even alter how your medications are absorbed and processed by your body, potentially leading to adverse reactions or making them less effective. Forgetting a dose due to time zone changes or not having access to the right kind of water can also pose risks. What's the compassionate advice? Make hydration a conscious effort, even if you don't feel thirsty. Carry a reusable water bottle and refill it frequently. In unfamiliar places, stick to bottled or purified water. If you're flying, drink plenty of water before, during, and after your flight, and limit alcohol and caffeine, which can be dehydrating. Always keep your essential medications in your carry-on luggage, not checked bags, and bring extra doses in case of delays. It's also wise to carry a list of all your medications, their dosages, and the generic names, along with your doctor's contact information. Before you go, discuss your travel plans with your doctor. Ask about adjusting medication times for different time zones and any potential concerns regarding your destination's climate or activities. And remember, Mr. Henderson, a simple focus on consistent hydration could have prevented his frightening incident. 3. Unforeseen accessibility challenges. We often take for granted the seamless accessibility we might have in our home environments. Wide sidewalks, ramps, accessible restrooms, escalators, and lifts are common in many Western cities. But step outside these familiar surroundings, and you might encounter a very different reality. This is a significant hidden danger, especially as mobility can become a greater concern with age. Let's think about David and Susan, a wonderful couple in their late 70s, who were thrilled about their cruise to charming European port towns. David used a walking stick for stability, and while he was mobile, long stretches of uneven ground were a challenge. They envisioned romantic strolls through ancient cobblestone streets. What they found, however, was that many of these picturesque towns were built centuries ago, long before accessibility was a concept. Steep, winding alleyways, ancient staircases, narrow door frames, and a distinct lack of handrails became their reality. Excursions that sounded easy on paper, like a gentle walk through the old town, turned into arduous treks. They missed out on visiting quaint shops and historic sites because they simply couldn't navigate the physical barriers. Susan spent more time worrying about David's footing than enjoying the scenery. The hidden danger is the assumption of universal accessibility. Many popular tourist destinations, particularly historical sites, smaller towns, or regions in developing countries, simply do not have the infrastructure to accommodate reduced mobility. Cobblestone streets, lack of elevators, steep steps, crowded public transport without lifts, and even inaccessible public restrooms can turn a dream trip into a frustrating and potentially risky experience. Falls are a major concern, and getting around can become exhausting and even painful. What's the sensible approach? Research, research, research! Before you book, specifically look into the accessibility of your desired destination and any planned activities. Don't just rely on general descriptions. Check reviews from other senior travelers or those with mobility issues. Contact hotels and tour operators directly to ask specific questions about ramps, elevators, and room accessibility. Consider destinations known for their excellent accessibility infrastructure, like many modern cities. When planning excursions, always ask about the terrain and whether transportation will be readily available. A private car service might be a worthwhile investment for certain days. And if you use mobility aids, ensure they are in perfect working order and consider bringing spares for crucial parts. Remember David and Susan's experience? A little pre-trip investigation into accessibility could have saved them considerable stress and allowed them to truly enjoy those European charms. It's about tailoring your adventure to your current capabilities, not past ones. 4. Overlooking comprehensive travel insurance needs. We all hope for smooth sailing, but unfortunately, unexpected bumps can occur on any journey. For travelers over 70, the financial and logistical consequences of these bumps can be significantly higher, and this is where the hidden danger of inadequate travel insurance lurks. Many policies that seem perfectly sufficient in younger years might not provide the protection you truly need now. Let me introduce you to Peter and Mary, an active couple in their mid-70s who were enjoying a fantastic wildlife safari in Africa. Midway through their trip, Peter developed a sudden severe stomach infection. He needed immediate medical attention, and due to the remote location, an emergency medical evacuation to a better-equipped hospital in a major city was necessary. The medical care was excellent, and Peter recovered well. However, when they returned home, they discovered their standard travel insurance policy, which they'd bought online, had a surprisingly low limit for emergency medical evacuation and didn't fully cover the costs. They were left with a staggering bill that put a significant dent in their retirement savings. Furthermore, because Peter's condition was technically linked to a pre-existing bowel issue, even though it hadn't flared up in years, the policy attempted to deny other claims. The hidden danger here is the assumption that all travel insurance policies are created equal, especially when it comes to age and pre-existing conditions. Many standard policies have age limits, lower medical coverage amounts for older travelers, and stringent clauses regarding pre-existing medical conditions. An emergency abroad can quickly escalate into a six-figure expense, especially if it requires a medical evacuation by air ambulance. Without comprehensive coverage, you could face immense financial hardship. Also, trip cancellation or interruption benefits become even more critical, as unforeseen health issues or family emergencies are more prevalent as we age. What's the expert recommendation? Do not skimp on travel insurance and be meticulously thorough in your research. Look for policies specifically designed for senior travelers. Declare all pre-existing medical conditions, no matter how minor or how long ago they occurred, to ensure your policy is valid. Ask specific questions about emergency medical coverage limits. Aim for at least $1 million, especially for international travel. Emergency medical evacuation coverage. This is crucial. Ensure it covers transport to the nearest appropriate medical facility and, if necessary, repatriation to your home country. Coverage for pre-existing conditions. Understand the terms and conditions, including any waiting periods or stability clauses. Trip cancellation interruption. What events are covered and what are the limits? Age limits and exclusions. Read the fine print carefully. Consider purchasing insurance from a reputable specialist rather than just the cheapest option online. Call and speak to an agent to clarify any doubts. Remember Peter and Mary's predicament. A few extra dollars spent on the right comprehensive policy would have saved them tens of thousands and a lot of emotional distress. Think of travel insurance as an investment in your peace of mind. 5. The impact of isolation and navigating unfamiliar support systems. Travel is often seen as a way to connect. But sometimes, particularly when something goes wrong, it can inadvertently lead to feelings of isolation, especially for those traveling alone or in a small group. Furthermore, navigating unfamiliar support systems, from emergency services to simply finding a pharmacy, can be incredibly daunting. Meet Evelyn, a spirited widow in her late 70s who decided to fulfill her dream of a solo trip to Scotland. She had a wonderful time exploring castles and enjoying the scenery. However, one afternoon she misplaced her wallet with all her credit cards and some cash. She felt a wave of panic and profound loneliness wash over her. In her hometown, she knew exactly who to call, where to go, and how to resolve such an issue. But in a small Scottish village, feeling tired and a little flustered, she didn't know the local emergency number, couldn't remember her bank's international contact, and felt utterly lost. The language was English, but the accents and local customs made her feel even more disconnected. It took several stressful hours and the kindness of a local shopkeeper to begin resolving the issue. The experience left her shaken and reconsidering. Future solo trips, the hidden danger is the increased vulnerability. When outside your established support network and the difficulty of navigating foreign systems. In an emergency, be it a medical crisis, a lost passport, a financial issue, or even just feeling unwell, being far from family, friends, and your usual doctors can be incredibly isolating. Trying to communicate effectively, understand local procedures, and access appropriate help in an unfamiliar culture and potentially different language can be emotionally exhausting and lead to poor decisions. The fear of being a burden or simply not knowing where to turn can amplify stress. What's the empathetic advice? Prepare your support system before you leave. Share your itinerary. Give a detailed itinerary to a trusted family member or friend at home, including flight details, hotel names, and contact numbers. Check in with them regularly. Emergency contacts. Carry a physical list of important contacts, both local, e.g., your embassy, consulate, local emergency numbers, and at home, family, doctor, insurance company. Keep this separate from your wallet. Technology is your friend. Ensure your phone is set up for international roaming or get a local SIM card. Have important apps downloaded, translation apps, maps, banking apps. Know how to make international calls. Local assistance. When you arrive, ask your hotel concierge or tour guide about local emergency numbers and how to access medical care or other assistance if needed. Consider group travel. For those who might feel more vulnerable traveling alone, escorted tours designed for seniors can offer a built-in support system and professional guides to navigate challenges. Travel companions. If possible, travel with a trusted friend or family member. There's comfort in having someone to share experiences and challenges with. Remember Evelyn's distress. A little pre-planning and communication could have given her the safety net she needed. It's about building a bridge of support, even when you're thousands of miles away. So, my dear fellow travelers, we've gently explored 5 hidden dangers that can arise when traveling after 70. The subtle shift in stamina and recovery, the silent threat of dehydration and medication interactions, unforeseen accessibility challenges, overlooking comprehensive travel insurance needs, and the impact of isolation when navigating unfamiliar support systems. These aren't meant to frighten you, but rather to empower you. Knowledge is your greatest travel companion. By understanding these potential pitfalls, you can plan smarter, prepare better, and truly embrace every moment of your adventures with confidence and joy. Travel is a gift, a privilege, and a profound source of lifelong memories. Don't let anything hold you back from exploring this beautiful world, but do so with wisdom and foresight. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these points resonated most with you? Have you encountered any unexpected challenges on your travels that you'd like to share with our community? Please leave a comment below. Your experiences can help countless others. If you found this video helpful and inspiring, please give it a gentle thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more thoughtful insights, and share it with anyone in your life who has a passion for travel. Until next time, keep that adventurous spirit alive, stay well, and happy travels.